We're Nicki and Carlo and we live in Positano, Italy, except we also just bought a house in Tuscany, which we're currently renovating, so we live there too. Join us as we turn this house and olive grove into a dream home and get to grips with living in two different parts of Italy. In the last episode, you saw us close up the house in Tuscany and drive back to the Amalfi coast to spend some time with family here. We need 2 dogs. 2 days later, our friend Glenn from Tuscany came for a very short visit. He only had 1 full day on the Amalfi coast and he'd never been before. Luckily, it's still off-season here, so the roads aren't too busy and neither are the towns. We decided to show him as much as possible and drove along the coast, stopping at our favourite viewpoints before arriving in Amalfi. We drove up to Ravello and showed Glenn around, stopping for coffee in the town square and strolling through the beautiful gardens of the Villa Cimbrone. We had time to drive back to Positano and take a walk on the beach, stop for an aperitivo at a beach bar before the sun set, and we headed back home. I certainly wouldn't recommend trying to fit in 3 towns in one day, especially not in the summer months. I'm an advocate for slow travel, that is, staying longer in one place and enjoying the local culture, rather than the current trend of cramming in as many places as possible in a short amount of time. But sometimes time is not an option and exceptions must be made. It was fun to see how much we could actually do in one day. Also extremely lucky with the weather that day, as it has pretty much rained every day since.
It's a bit scary.
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like we should put hard hats on. I got a message the other day, I think it was on Instagram, but it made me think and I thought it could be an interesting topic to talk about. So Trish Anders asked me, "Hi there, Nicki and Carlo. I have a question. Can you show us your crockery? I've noticed how colourful it is compared to what is mainly used here in Australia. Is it all handmade? I thought all of that colourful stuff in the Positano shops was purely for tourists." Well, the stuff in the tourist shops here, I wouldn't say this, in the ceramic shops, you'd think would be all for tourists, but actually no. I think pretty much every household in Positano will have some handmade ceramic crockery. And we certainly have a little bit around here. I've got a real mixture because the stuff that you get in the shops here is quite expensive. So in the very beginning, I bought myself a set of 6 plates, 6 pasta bowls and 6 side plates. These were the plates. I don't think there's got to be some of it left. I can't have broken it all. Hang on. Is it down here? Yeah. Here's one of the pasta bowls. I can't have only one left. So it was a bit of a mix. So there's the plates and the pasta bowls. And then there was little side plates that were dark blue with white dots on them. Sufficient to say I broke most of those. So that was a long time ago. And then I had to replace stuff. And there used to be one little second-hand shop in Piana di Sorrento, and I picked up 2 of these bowls, which were pasta bowls, which were pretty much the same size as the ones that I'd broken. and they were like €2 each. Then a few years ago when I was in England, I went into this amazing secondhand shop in Hampton Court in England, near where my dad lives, and they had tons and tons of secondhand plates. So I ended up buying a whole selection, and every single one is different. You would have seen these when we have big meals outside in the summer and everybody comes round. We use these because it's just nice to have a complete mismatched set. Love that one. And they were all very, very cheap. They were probably all about €4 or €5 each. At some point, I bought myself a set of Cornish ware. These are the classic Cornish ware from Cornwall, and I've got the mugs hanging up there, and I've got the pasta bowls, but they're very big, and I bought them in England hoping that they would match with these ones, but look at the size difference. So unfortunately, they didn't really work together. Then a few years ago, somebody very kindly gifted me a gift certificate to spend at Ceramica Assunta. So we went down there and we ended up choosing 4 new pasta bowls. So we've got, and this was from their new range at the time. So there's the octopus one, the lobster one, the anchovy one, and the squid bowl. And they don't go or don't match with anything at all. They complete their own thing. And I presume that gradually over time, I would build up this collection and maybe have like a whole matching set. But I sort of quite like having it all mismatched. These are really lovely. Everybody loves these. They're really stunning. I mean, they really do make the table look amazing. The colours are just beautiful. And I love that each one is different. So I thought it would be nice to take you down there and go and have a look in the shop and see what else they've got in the range. I'm curious to see if there's any other designs of pasta bowls, because it'd be nice to have 6 rather than 4, just add a couple more to the collection. So I thought we'd head down there now and take a look around the shop. We are at the very, very beginning of the summer season, and it's still quite fresh and cool outside. It's about 13, maybe 14 degrees by now. And I've just come down with my coat on because I was on my scooter, and it's quite cold when you're on the scooter with the cold air. And I've come down into the centre of town, and I'm quite amazed by how many girls are around, tourists, obviously not locals, in little summer dresses with no sleeves. I would freeze. It's so cold for that. There's so many of them though. This is how the locals are dressing. And that's how the tourists are dressing. And this is Ceramica Assunta. Let's go inside. Okay, so we're in Ceramica Assunta. Now, what a lot of people don't realise is that they have 2 floors here, and I'm currently on the 2nd floor, and this is where the plates and all the good stuff is. It is enormous up here, and there is so much choice. And I know that the plates that I have at home are just over in the other corner, so I'm going to go and see what they've got. Here we go. Oh, there's some nice stripy ones. Okay, so this is what I've got. Now, I forgot to show you, I've actually got 2 of the serving plates as well. I'll have to quickly put them in when I get back home. But I've got a little one, which is red, I think, and then I've got a bigger one, which is this lobster red, white and blue print here, which I absolutely love. And they're so handy. Now, do they have more pasta bowls? These are salad bowls, and these are great as well. I mean, they're just really handy for a salad for like 2 to 4 people. Now, from what I can see, it's been a few years since I bought mine, and I think that the design has changed for the pasta bowls. So I found one, now this one I haven't got, which is the anchovies in the blue. I've got the red version of this. And the style of the plate has changed. So now it's got like a lip. It's not just like a smooth round bowl. So there's loads like this, but there's not many left like this one here. Now, if I could find one more, I'd have a set of 6. I've found a crab. I don't have that, and I think that's the only other one that's in the right shape. And of course, they've got the original ones. Now, I think these are the ones that Trish was probably talking about. These are the ones that a lot of tourists buy, but also a lot of locals have these at home as well. In fact, my dad has a full set at his house, which I bought him over the years. I think I bought the first plates for my parents' set. It must have been in 1993 or 1994. And every time I came here, I'd buy a couple more. And eventually I built up a whole set for them. So that's at my dad's house. But yes, it's a very, very popular set. I mean, even just like a saucepan holder, really, really pretty. Like that. Now, Shagamakusund have got a couple of shops around town, and there's another one a bit further up that has something that I'm really interested in for Tuscany, actually. And I'm going to go and just have a quick look now. Nothing else to do. I need to go to the pharmacy afterwards, but let's just pop up to this other shop of theirs and have a look at the table. What do you call it? This centro tavola. What's it called in English? It's like a center table decoration thing. And here we go. It's actually closer than I thought it was. Now, this is the sort of thing that I was talking about, but that's rather large. And there's two very nice little trees down here as well. Okay, so here we go. These are the classic table centers of lemons, and they come in so many different sizes. These are the bigger ones. If I put my hand here, maybe you can get an idea of how big that is. That one's huge. You'd need a big table for that one. And then there's some smaller ones here. That one would be the right size for my table. But yes, I'm thinking about them. That's beautiful. That's enormous. And it's rather expensive. That would be great for aperitivi, wouldn't it? Wonderful. Okay, so I talked to Giovanni, one of the owners of the shop, and the plates, there's not many there because it's obviously just the beginning of the season and they're waiting for them to arrive. So they're going to have a whole ton more in the style that I've got at home. So I'm going to wait and see what other ones come in, maybe next time I'm here, and then I can pick some up.
Mi doveva dare una mano a sistemare questa pianta di sterlizia, ma si è addormentata. Guardate. Ok, farò senza di lei. Questa pianta si è fatta troppo grande, io la posso rimpicciolire e nello stesso momento prenderò dei pezzi di questa pianta per rimpiantarli in Toscana. Ti sei svegliata? Bambini! Sono scivolato sulla collina! Come fai scivolato giù la collina? Ma quale collina? Allora, l'idea è di prendere dei pezzi di questa sterlizia e di trapiantarli in Toscana. Però insieme a questo c'è anche questa bellissima pianta di...
But this is what I wanted to take to Tuscany, not the sterlizia.
Sì, ma visto che c'è anche qui, prenderemo anche questo.
Ok.
Allora, vieni a vedere qui cosa ho fatto. Questo l'ho fatto la volta precedente che siamo venuti qua. Ho passato questo rametto nel terreno e adesso ho messo le radici, quindi questo può essere trapiantato. Adesso abbiamo la nostra nuova pianta. Adesso questo lo dobbiamo mettere in un vaso con un po' di terreno e metterci un po' d'acqua. Allora qui abbiamo un'altra possibile pianta, vieni a vedere. Ecco qua, questa c'ha la radice, quindi la tagliamo qui e poi qui e abbiamo una nuova pianta.
It has become enormous, far too big for this little piece of garden. Definitely needs to be cut back.
Però questo è venuto senza radici. Le radici vanno troppo in profondità, quindi probabilmente lo posso solo sfoltire. Dovrei fare un buco enorme e in questo momento non ho proprio voglia. Ok, vediamo un po' se sarò più fortunato con un altro. No. Tu lo vuoi togliere questo?
Sì, l'avevi messo così e non lo mangiavo quando ero piccola, non lo mangerà.
Ma questo se lo tolgo adesso devo tagliare tutta questa pianta qua.
No, deve stare là per sempre adesso. It's currently not raining. Let me show you around the garden. A lot of people have been asking what is growing in the garden, how is the state of the garden, seeing as we haven't been here for ages. Is Luca looking after it? Has he planted anything? So let me show you. Everything just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I mean, these are just enormous now. These little palms, they're not little anymore, they're massive, they're like palm trees. And this beautiful, I think it's fuchsia, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. It's a shame that it flowers at this time of year and not many people get to see it, but it's become really big. Everything that we planted in this area, which was about 5 years ago when we planted it, it was all tiny. They were all just really, really, really small little plants, and they're just giants now. It's incredible. But it all looks lovely, and I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. My herb garden is basically all thyme now. It's like a bed of thyme with a few chives in it. But they all get used, so that's good. I think this is going to just be left to rest this year. It's normally where we plant onions or potatoes, but everything needs a rest every now and again. So the onions are over there. And as you can see, Luca has planted a whole load of them this year. So we've got a bit more than usual, but we do get through them all. And they're all growing very, very nicely. And they will be ready probably sometime in July, I should think. We have one very, very huge lemon that I want to show you. It's possibly bigger than my head. And it's always really, really hard to show you. So I'm going to try and put my head next to it. Yeah, it's definitely bigger than my head. I can get that one out of the way. It's really hard. Anyway, it's massive. There we go. There's a whole load of them and they've all grown in the same place and they're all on top of each other. And some of them are sort of balanced up on the support there. But that one really is enormous. And I haven't got tiny hands. Very peaceful, very happy to. And in the back garden, we've got some rows of fava beans, which I don't particularly like, but Luca loves them. And he plants them every year, so there's lots of fava beans there. And we've got 2 rows of freshly planted peas, which are starting to grow up the trellises. Those are always fun. A new tree has appeared here, and this is a pomegranate. And of course, we've got lots and lots of lovely lemons at the moment, because it's the right time of year for them. They're quite small this year, but they're still very juicy. The greenhouse has recently been cleared. He's working on it at the moment, and the first tomato plants have already gone in. I have really missed having our own food in the garden when we're in Tuscany. It's the first time in years that I've had to buy canned tomatoes and onions and potatoes and stuff like that. So I have plans, I have big plans, but I need to figure out how it's going to work. I'd like to start growing my own food in Tuscany, but obviously if we're going to be here a lot, I'm going to need somebody to be there and look after stuff for me, watering stuff, and I just need to figure out how exactly I'm going to do it, but I can't wait to get started. Good morning. It has finally stopped raining after about 4 or 5 days of horrible, horrible weather. It's finally clearing up. The skies are becoming blue, and the sea is blue again instead of grey, and it's quite a nice day. It's a little bit chilly still, but that's fine because we're still in March. Anyhow, today I am on my neighbour's beautiful farm. We have these wonderful neighbours. You will have met Michele before and possibly even remember Anna. They have this olive farm up high above Positano, which you can just see there in the background, and it's one of my favourite places to be. I absolutely love it here. They have the most stunning views, they have the most stunning produce, they produce so much, and everything that we eat with them, because often we come and eat here with them, is almost all 0 kilometres, as they say in Italy, so it's all homegrown. And today Anna and I are filming a cooking video, and she's making a very traditional old recipe with ingredients that we've gathered from the garden, and that is going to be on Aperitivo 50. It's actually already there because we've already posted it, but I thought I would let you know in case you've missed it and you want to learn some traditional Italian cooking. Anyhow, Holly, shall we go for a walkies? Holly, can you hear me? We think Holly's becoming a little bit deaf. Let's go for an explore. I'm going to give you a quick tour of this beautiful property. So they've got lots and lots of terraces, so it's on lots of different levels here. And this is obviously, I think, the potato level, which then runs into the artichoke level. And it just goes on and on and on. There's an old squash there, but has been abandoned for some reason. Some beautiful artichokes and onions, interspersed with fruit trees. So here, what have we got? Let's see. This is a Cafona albicocca, apricot trees. Big bunches of parsley, various lettuces scattered around different areas. And Anna was just telling me, and I didn't know this, that there's actually a very, very small deconsecrated, is that the right word in English? Church on this property, and I've walked past it for years and years and I had no idea that it was actually a little church. It's part of the church of Monte Pertuso, the village above, and it was one of the very first little churches used in, well, it's the only one in this area. I had no idea, so I want to go and check it out because I walked past it the other day and saw that the door was open, so I don't know if there's anything left inside, but I'm really curious to have a closer look. Where are you going? Where are you going? You're going down there. So down there I can see some curly lettuces or frizzy lettuces. I can see some fresh garlic, and I think I can see some fennel behind it as well. Here we've got some beans. So there's the roof, and that would explain why there's this old, very, very sturdy stone staircase going down here for people to go to church. I mean, you're not going to fit many people in here. After lunch, I will take you down to the Pezzi Bassi, which means the low pieces of land, where the most fantastic view of Positano is. Haven't got time to go down there now. It takes about 10 minutes to walk down there. I haven't been down for a while actually, so it'd be nice to go and just admire the view for a while. So this is Shush Sheila. The noisy one is Indy's mummy.
Sheila!
Hello.
It's what?
I really shouldn't have worn white, but oh well.
Oh, stai ferma!
There we go.
Aspetta. Questa è la versione a letto singolo del letto che abbiamo nel nostro terrazzo qui a Positano.
And you made this, yes?
Sì, questo l'ho fatto per la nostra cara amica Rossella. Adesso lo dobbiamo rifare la versione a doppia in Toscana.
Buon appetito! Buon appetito!
Perché voi mi avete mangiato un'altra cosa?
Perché le verdurine non piacciono tanto.
Come non ci piace la verdura?
Since lunch, it's got all overcast and it's raining a tiny bit, but I still want to take you down to my favourite part of this property, if I can find it. I always get lost here. I think I'm on the right pathway. Yes, this is my marker, this giant carob tree here. We had a bit of a problem last year on this property. McKenna called me one day and told me that he'd found a man camping out here on his land, and this man had told him that I had given him permission in my videos to camp, and he couldn't get rid of him. He wouldn't leave. So he phoned me and got me to talk to this man, no idea who it was, who insisted that I had told him he could come and stay here. And I'm pretty sure that I have never ever said in any of my videos that anybody can come and camp out on my neighbour's private land or anywhere in Positano. In fact, I just haven't ever said anything like that. And I had to ask him nicely to please pack up his stuff and leave, otherwise we would have to call the police. Anyway, we're now at the Pezzi Bassi, the lowlands, and what we're going to do is just walk over to that point there. In the summer, this is all grapevines. This is where the wine comes from. And here we have one of the best views around.